Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there. War, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. That's right, kids. Welcome back to part 2 of X-Tinction Agenda on the wildly successful X-Men Classics podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, that warrior for justice for Warlock. It is.
That's right, Justin the Owl taking on yet another form.
Another mutation.
That's right.
That's right, kids. See, some people were insulting us before when they called us mutants, but hey. That's right. But yes, we are
like it.
Yes,
we wear it with pride.
Oh, please. Mutant and proud. That's right. So yes, we're back for part 2 of X-Tinction Agenda, which again, part 1 has been, very popular on our YouTube channel.
Yes,
so,
runaway success.
Yes, so hopefully this will do the same number. Hopefully everyone who watched that first one was like, yeah, I'll listen to them talk about part 2.
The second half of the story.
Mm-hmm. And tell your friends to watch too.
Yes.
And
the
your
more
mom.
the merrier.
And your mom and your grandma. I don't care if your grandma don't know what's going on.
That's
Tell her
right.
to watch. I don't care if she watches. Just have her running in the background. All right. So, yes, part 2 of X-Tinction Agenda from X-Factor.
X-Tinction Agenda.
Yeah, 61 and 62, Uncanny X-Men 272, and New Mutants 97.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, X-Men 272 with that scene that Kelly Thompson was talking to us about when we interviewed her.
Yes.
Just recently.
When I was reading that came up and I was like, oh, there's the scene that Kelly was talking about. Oh, I love that.
From our recent interview on Capes and Lunatics episode 331.
Yes. That's right. Check that out if you haven't listened to that yet. That was lovely. Can't wait to talk to her again. She was great fun.
Oh, yeah. She's always great.
Yeah. She was great fun.
All right. So should we jump into these?
Yes. There's a lot going on in these, but they reminded me of my weekend in the Grippy Sock Hotel because there's a lot of padding going on in these stories.
Okay.
There's a lot of padding in here.
Oh my! All right, so again, it's like everyone got to get 3 issues out of this.
Yeah, they definitely.
I mean, we were kind of discussing last time. It's like, Excalibur wasn't a part of this, but it's like, can you imagine the padding if they would have added 3 issues of Excalibur to this?
Oh man, yeah. I'm actually glad that they didn't.
Yeah,
because it would have been a legitimate mess. Yeah.
I mean, that would have
truly believe it.
Would have taken it from 9 parts to 12.
Mm-hmm. And truly, also, like Phoenix from Excalibur is probably the only person that could have done anything against Cameron Hodge of any lasting effectiveness.
Yeah. I was gonna say,
out of all these characters,
we'll get to that. It's kind of like, we can't damage Hodge until we can.
right.
Until we need to.
Yeah. Until we need to. Yeah.
All right.
Exactly.
All right. So, next part is from X-Factor number 61 from December 1990. X-Tinction Agenda Part 6. Betrayal. Betrayed.
Drama right off the bat.
Exactly. Writer Louise Simonson, pencilers John Bogdanov and John Caponegro, inker Al Milgram, colorist Mike Rockowitz, letterer Joe Rosen, and editor Bob Harris. Cameron Hodge examines his recent captives, Marvel Girl, Cable, Gambit, Sunspot, and Forge, and is angry that the inventor Forge is in an unexplainable coma, for he wanted to utilize his cybernetic knowledge. Jean is brought into a prison cell where she meets the dying Wolverine and shares a moment of passion with him. Oh my.
Ooh, oh my. Yeesh.
Yeah, kids. Yes, we have wandered into warning. We've wandered into Lilith's hard drive.
One scene of many.
Oh yeah, please. Cyclops, Iceman, and Beast infiltrate the Citadel disguised as mutates, while Banshee, Cannonball, and Archangel cause a distraction at the Citadel's penthouse. Soon, the flight team is defeated by Hodge, and the others are exposed too. Hank and Bobby get trapped between sliding walls, while Cyclops is forced to fight Havoc. Right as Alex remembers his past life as an X-Man, Cameron Hodge arrives and captures Cyclops. Havoc decides to pretend to be the still loyal magistrate and plans to attack when least expected. Talking about drama.
Yeah.
All right. So
significant drama.
Yes.
So, yeah, this issue, I think, was really heavily padded.
Oh, yeah.
There was a lot of stuff, and I'm not a fan. I usually love the artwork of John Bogdanovich, but damn, I can't get behind the face of that beast there.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah. I'm kind of glad you said that, because I really wasn't feeling a lot of his work on some of these X-Factor issues, and I'm just like, I love his stuff on like Superman, Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, maybe is it Al Milgram's inks or something? Or again, it's like you can have a good penciler, you can have a good inker, but sometimes they just don't mesh well.
True. And sometimes it's the characters they might just not have 100% of a grasp on. Like Cable, like admittedly, this is early in Cable's career and his appearances in comics. Really, his existence in comics. I think we talked about that in the last part. So they're still trying to figure out what his definitive look was going to be. Mm-hmm. But there's some, like the panel where Cable gets pinned to the wall, like that's some rough artwork.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that looks rough. Some of the scenes with Wolverine and Jean together were kind of rough looking. It's really not his best work on this, which is unfortunate because he's so talented and he's great. And I've met him too. I've had him sign some stuff, and he's a super nice guy. He's awesome.
Wonder if it's just
even the scene at the end with Cyclops and Havoc, like some of the faces, I was like, oh damn. Oh. Ooh, what's going on here?
I mean, unless it was just maybe there was a rush to get this done or something, or
that's kind of what I think. Because throw that up. There was so many parts here. Yeah, and this one has that funny cover too, where Cable's like hauling some of the wires out of Cameron Hodge. Yeah,
yeah. I guess
that whole sequence that takes place over the course of maybe 3 panels.
I know.
It's all out war as Cable attacks Hodge. For all of 3 panels.
Yeah, that actual scene happens on one of those panels, and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't know. I always thought that was weird, even when I first got this. Just like is that Hodge? I guess like all the wires coming off Cable's face and stuff. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, it seems like Hodge should be the one called Cable instead.
Hodgepodge.
Yeah, hodgepodge. Yeah, I liked the story in this. The story was just fine. Like I said, it was pretty heavily padded. I feel like this could have been truncated down to maybe both of the 2 X-Factor issues could have been condensed into one, potentially. Yeah. In this, yeah. But other than that, I thought it was fine. You know, the artwork was a little patchy, but I've definitely seen worse around this time period, and especially on X-Factor, there's been worse artists.
And I really don't want to. I don't want to impugn Wolverine at all, but I mean, he may be faking, because on that cover, look where his gaze is kind of going. I'm just
yeah. He's faking he's definitely taking advantage of that. Yeah. He needs some healing that only Jean can give him.
Oh yeah. I mean, she's giving Psylocke a run for her money in this. Right there.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like, let me just lay here for another half an hour longer, Jean, please.
I mean, in the 90s, it should have been the X-Men and the Double D women.
Double D factor.
Oh, nice!
Yeah. What did you think of this issue, Phil?
Did you
think it was kind of padded too, or
it is kind of padded? Yeah. Yeah, and again, we get the whole thing with Jean and Wolverine. It seems like, again, we'll get to this next year too with like Inferno and stuff, but it's like in this era of history, man, you can't like put these two in a room together without the, them just want to like bang each other's brains
for
out.
like a minute. Yeah, they're only together in that room for like a minute, and already they're on the top of each other. Yeah, the undeniable magnetism.
And just like that top panel where she's like kissing him again. I mean, I think we talked about it last time, but man, look, she's putting her hips in. I showed her she's putting her hips into it. Man, I mean,
yes,
her lower half is twisted to a different angle than the top half of her body.
Maybe that's why she's crying. It's really uncomfortable. My hips, my ribs, I can't breathe.
But yeah, every time I read this, I'm like, oh, maybe he's just. Again, I mean, look, Wolverine's like bleeding out on this, but I'm like, maybe he's kind of faking it. He's like, oh, Jean, I'm helpless.
Yeah, I can't move. You can do whatever you want, Jean. Honest.
Oh, hold on, I got it. Oh, hey, hello, Russell. It's the Mojo.
Oh, hey, Russell. One. Yeah, different Mojo. Yeah.
Wolverine's like, I got that Mojo, baby.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
All right, and taking the risk of summoning Noel Tate, Genoshan's president, does she look like Ronald Reagan in drag?
Yes, I was going to say that too. Reading these issues, that it's almost like they made a deliberate attempt to make her look like him, and it's weird because Reagan wasn't even office then; it was Bush in '90.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder what that was about. But I guess Reagan was still in the public consciousness anyway.
Yeah.
But that is so funny. Yeah, I had that same thought too.
I just envisioned Mojo World's porn channel. Russell says, "Yeah, you and Loaf both read your hard drive."
There'd be a lot of Spiral on there.
Oh, many arms. Yeah,
6 arms for all kinds of stuff.
I wonder if my wrist is ready for that.
6, and on the 7th day she rested. But I mean, and again, it's such a quick battle here. But I mean, you kind of get like a quick encounter between Archangel and Hodge. It's basically like, oh, hey,
yeah. I feel like that should have been like the centerpiece of this issue, right?
Oh yeah, at least somewhere. If not this issue, somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, because these two are like mortal enemies, and to my knowledge, this when they encounter each other here is the first time that it's happened since the climactic moment earlier in X-Factor, where Archangel decapitated Hodge.
Mm-hmm.
I think isn't this like their first meeting since then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because it does. He says
face to face.
Yeah.
So this should have been like, to me, I felt like this should have been the centerpiece of the issue. Is these two mortal enemies back at each other's throats again after years of Archangel thinking that he had killed this guy. And suddenly he's back. And not only is he back, but he's more powerful than before. He's seemingly invincible. He's got all of these nasty weapons at his disposal with this new cybernetic body. And he can phase, he can turn intangible. Like he's got all these cables and guns and pinions and things. Like he's a force to be reckoned with. So that battle should have been longer, for one thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that should have been, like I said, that should have been the focus of this issue. Not 3 panels of Cable jumping at Hodge and pulling his wires out and gnashing his teeth at him. That to me is toothless. That's silly. I don't think that should have been the focus of this issue. So they kind of missed me on this one. Reading this again, I was like, oh yeah, I remember this one. Yeah, whatever. But
yeah, that's the thing. Instead of the padding, maybe like towards the beginning of this crossover or somewhere else, yeah, they should have just had like a big, however long confrontation between these two.
Yeah, this should have been longer. It should have been bigger. Yeah. And we run into this problem here of they've made Hodge so powerful that you really can't beat him.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody so far that has gone up against him has failed. And I get it that, he's supposed to be a tough baddie. Yeah, of course, you don't want to have him be easily defeatable by any of the X-Men by any ways. It means they have to combine their forces to beat him, right? Yeah, I get it. But still, it's like, really? Wow. Can't do anything to him. And like I said, the fight between Cyclops and Havoc at the end was... Cyclops looks so weird in this. For one thing, like his arms are bigger than like Colossus is here.
Yeah, I was going to say.
It looks like he's bald. It looks like he's shaved his head bald here.
Well, I think they showed. Is it in this issue? I think when they were putting on their disguises, I think they did show like Iceman, who's also disguised, was putting on like a bald cap or something. So I think they're supposed to be wearing bald
must have
caps.
missed that little.
Yeah, I mean it's real quick and like small in the back of one panel, but yeah, I think they're actually like, yeah, they put like bald caps or something on. Yeah,
it's just weird looking. It's very strange.
Well, I mean, I guess for the mutate thing, they shave everyone's head, so it would look you'd look
right.
They'd see right through you if you could see your hair.
Oh, sure, yeah.
But yeah,
although they didn't do that. They didn't do that with Alex though. I wonder if it's because he was a magistrate. And they
I
make
don't.
The magistrates shave their heads or something.
I'm trying to remember. Did they say something like maybe they didn't put him through the process? Yeah, didn't they say he's like a free mutant or something? Where it's like,
yeah,
if you're a mutant and you're willing to just follow them blindly for nothing, yeah, they won't put you through the process. Because again, he did have amnesia, so they were just like, oh, right. You're willing to follow orders, okay.
Yeah, and the ones that they have to put through the process, they wipe out their memories and shave their heads and put numbers on them. Yeah.
But then that whole confrontation with Cyclops and Havoc at the end of the issue, what do you think of that?
Like I said, the faces in the art was just kind of off for me. Otherwise, I liked it. I mean, of course, Louise Simonson can't really do anything wrong, at least in my eyes, with the script. She's got a great grasp on both of these characters. And I liked the dialogue, yeah, but something was off with the art for me on this one, which is, like I said before, is unfortunate because I really love his stuff.
Well, like you said, like Cyclops' physique, it's just like, yeah, like you're saying Colossus. I mean, yeah. I mean, again, I know,
it's massive.
I know John from
massive.
I know John from Superman, so I'm like, that's a Superman physique right there.
Totally, yeah. He's massive. Yeah, I just. And Havoc's face in these last few panels, oh man, live. No, not doing it for me.
Yeah, that's not looking.
Yeah,
that's not looking.
No,
too good right there.
No, not a fan.
Especially when you consider they're brothers. But I don't know. I just found it convenient too when Cyclops is like, well, my powers won't work on him, so let me blast a gun out of his hand and. Alex is just like, no, this gun's been protected from your powers by the right organism. I'm like, really?
I love that too. That they built special plating for their weaponry that's resistant to Cyclops' optic blasts.
Wouldn't you be equipping all your soldiers with
the
body armor made out of that then?
Instead of just the weapons? Yeah. Maybe they only had enough just to cover that one gun.
I guess.
The material. The armor plating.
Yeah. Because I was like,
the rest of it was on order.
If that was anyone but Havoc, Cyclops could have just put him through the wall and called it a day.
Yeah. It's so funny, right?
Yeah.
Or they could have made a shield out of that armor. Like he could have had the gun.
Oh, like a Captain America shield.
Like a Captain America shield that could repel the optic blast. They could have done that too. No, just enough for the gun, and that's it.
But yeah, Hodge captures Cyclops at the end. Havoc remembers finally, but yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna pretend I don't, so I can work from the inside.
Which is, I like that twist. That was a good way to end the issue, actually.
Oh yeah,
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, it was a good twist. Yeah, but yeah, this I felt like this was one of the weaker parts of X-Tinction Agenda. This issue, yeah.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of like the end of the second act, and we got 3 more issues.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Should we get to?
No,
X-Men?
I think we can move on. Yeah.
All right. So we get to Uncanny X-Men number 272 from January 1991. X-Tinction Agenda Part 7. Capital Crimes. Writer, of course, in this era, Chris Claremont. Penciler, Jim Lee. Inker, Scott Williams. Colorist, Glennis Oliver and Joe Rosas. led by Tom Morzowski, and editors Bob Harris and the late great Mark Grunwald.
Nice. Yeah.
Kids, if you're looking for a book with a lot of dialogue, this is the book for you.
That's right.
Especially that first page.
Yeah.
I've never seen a more full recap page, kids.
Yes.
All right. The captured members of the X teams are put on trial in Genosha. They are offered the opportunity to volunteer for the mutate bonding process. Otherwise, they have to face death. All of them choose the latter and are brought to Cameron Hodge, who enjoys having so many toys. The mechanical monster has Archangel and Wolverine fight each other without restraints and forces the others to watch. Psylocke pretends to no longer bear the brutality and accepts being transformed into a mutate. Soon after she is led away, she surprises her guards with her ninja skills and escapes. The gene engineer Moreau and Tam Anderson decide that Hodge is finally snapped and plot behind his back. Outside the Citadel, Dr. Moreau orders a mutate to create a tunnel below the Citadel, not aware that they are being watched by Richter, Jubilee, and Boom Boom. Cameron Hodge murders Wipeout and frames Magistrate Havoc for the crime, getting rid of both the only way for the X-Men to regain their powers and a possible opponent. Tam Anderson and Psylocke take Mutate 20, aka Storm, to the prisoners, who have just freed themselves thanks to Gambit's lockpicking. Something strange happens as Storm hits Cyclops with lightning. Ororo is back to her former adult self and has washed off all effects of the mutate bonding process, and Scott, too, got his optic blast back. Now, Cyclops got his optic blast back.
Yeah.
All right, so, of course, this is the best art of any book this week, of course.
Yes, definitely. Top-notch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I love on the first page with the recap, we've got a bunch of people like Reed Richards and Jennifer Walters. And then they've got Suzanne Gaffney, editor, who was an actual editor at Marvel. Genosha, that's some new Japanese restaurant, right? I love it.
Damn it, I keep forgetting to put them covers up. All right.
And if you look at Lucas Hamilton, he has the panel of Lucas Hamilton. He has those ubiquitous early 90s glasses.
Yeah,
the
flip
round glasses with the flip up shades. I was like, oh my god, I haven't seen one of those since, I don't know, 91? The year after this.
I mean, if you wouldn't go any more 1991. I mean, one of these people would have been wearing a fanny pack.
Yeah. Totally, yes. So funny.
And I love that one panel. I won't tell you my name, but if those mutants are guilty of crimes, they deserve the appropriate punishment.
Punishment, yes. I love how the judges are all decked out in the old attire, the old English attire, old English judge attire.
Oh, yeah.
It's fantastic, yeah.
I don't know. That symbol in the wall back here, it's kind of reminded me of something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's giving me some vibes of some, nasty stuff.
Mm-hmm. But they're saying, the judges are saying they can't find any evidence of their identities. And, Cable's like, what? Banshee's like, oh yeah, all the X teams have been wiped from, like, every database on the planet. And Cable's like, oh, great.
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah, and I thought it was interesting, the choice of having Hodge pit Wolverine and Archangel against each other.
Oh yeah, people have been waiting for this since his transformation in the Archangel.
Yeah. I mean, we did see it briefly in Inferno, the two of them fighting, but it was very, very brief.
Oh yeah.
And people were clamoring for Jim Lee to draw that for a while.
Oh yeah.
So they finally got their wish with that. And that was cool because it showed, Hodge is sadistic and nasty. He's going to want to pit them against each other for his own sadistic pleasure.
All right, I have two questions. I don't know if they're plot holes or not, but all right. Number one, all the mutants have had their powers wiped here. All the captured mutants. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't Hank McCoy have lost his blue fur?
Technically, yes. Yeah.
or maybe and have like even shrunk down to like somewhat more human proportions, because it's like, isn't that his mutation? Even before he got the blue fur, he had the large hands and feet and stuff. And but yeah, I thought at least the blue fur.
Yeah, he should have shrunk back to kind of how he appeared in the beginning of Uncanny, with the kind of like the larger hands and feet.
Yeah. Because at first I was going to say, well, Archangel didn't lose his wings, but maybe since Apocalypse like kind of like manipulated him, or
Yeah, he's kind of like a cyborg now. Yeah, the wings are mechanical. Yeah, so his real mutation was amputated. Yeah.
I love Wolverine trying to break out, then he getting his ass kicked.
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, he's not doing too well in the pages of this crossover, is he?
No, well, again, I don't think it wasn't his healing factor not up to snuff to begin with, and then
yeah, going into this, he was already hamstrung, but he got his bell rung by that magistrate in the previous issue. She had that lightsaber, and she clocked him so hard that he could barely stand up for 5 minutes, and then he goes after Hodge and gets thoroughly beaten and thrown into a cell where he has to endure blue balls because of Jean's presence. It's like, what are you going to do to me next, Hodge?
But yeah, again, like we were talking about that X-Factor arc, yeah, Cable's looking a lot better here.
Yes, this is improved. But, I mean, it's Jim Lee and Scott Williams.
Yeah.
It's going to look good regardless, yeah.
Yeah, because Cable and Bishop trying to make a run for it, but then Hodge grabs Psylocke, and he's like, good, Cable, shoot through me. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Shoot through or hit me. And then,
yeah, I liked Psylocke, my girl Betsy, getting her little Die Hard action on.
Mm-hmm.
Going through the ventilator shaft. Eat your heart out, Bruce Willis. It's great stuff.
Like we said, Gambit taking that stake through the leg, so later on he can pick the lock.
Yeah. I love that.
Oh yeah, that Jim Lee Wolverine and Archangel fight. Yeah.
That's tremendous, isn't it? Yeah. And all of the panels, like the close-up panels of Hodge's face, are also great because they show just. I love the irony of this. The fact that you've got a villain like Cameron Hodge who's talking about his whole reason for being is that he hates mutants because they're not human. Well, look at him now. Like, there's nothing of Cameron Hodge now that could even remotely resemble a human being.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's absolutely insane, but he's going to be like, oh, the mutants made me this,
Yeah, he's completely like he's maybe 5% organic, and the rest of him is completely mechanical. So he's not even technically a human being anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well,
and he's talking about how humanity is this and humanity is that, and he's not even a representative of it.
Well, he would tell you he's ahead of his time.
He's the head of the class.
Oh, he wants to be the head of Genosha.
Oh, my hat's off to Hodge.
Hey, I put this whole plan in motion. Now it's using my head. Whoa. Hello, Noel. He's gone past singularity. He's transhumanist.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And that was another thing that surprised me about his decision to destroy Warlock in the New Mutants.
Well, remember, he didn't want to destroy him. He wanted to capture him and steal his shape-changing power.
The techno-organic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Warlock basically sacrificed himself so he wouldn't get that power.
Yeah, I was surprised that Hodge didn't make that more of a priority, though, from the onset. Like, here's a character, Warlock, who, I mean, technically Hodge is already kind of techno-organic himself to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a character who is literally that. And so I would have thought that his eyes would have gotten as wide as saucer discs, thinking of all the possibilities of getting the techno-organic virus incorporated into this new colossal mechanical body that he's built for himself.
Again, it's just he's crazy, and he's letting his hatred of mutants just basically override,
Yeah, common sense.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say he's probably a little bit goofy to begin with, but he's been decapitated after making a deal with a demon for immortality. So,
yeah.
I mean, look at Look
Oops.
at Macendale. I mean, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone kept their head on straight after they made a deal with that demon.
Yeah.
Mm.
Has
Wait, kept their head on straight?
That totally missed me.
Macendale? No, I believe, they killed him in the Clone Zog, or right after Clone Zog, and he's been dead.
I mean, Nastier, the demon.
Oh, I don't know. I know they brought, that Sim back, but I don't know if they brought the other one back.
I think he's due for a return. I was like Nastier.
Noel says this is when comics started to get less fun. Haha.
Yeah, there's not a lot of fun in this storyline. there's a lot of heavy stuff that happens here, that's for sure.
I'm trying to remember. I think we might get it next in the New Mutants issue, but again, it's been going on through all these books. Like Hodge has just been staking a lot of people, but like nobody seems to have like bleeding profusely from their shoulders or their legs or anything.
Even Gambit. I mean, that stake was stuck. It was a pretty. It looked like it was a pretty large stake that was embedded in his leg. That should have. Yeah, he should have been bleeding a lot from that. Yeah.
Because I think literally, I mean, we'll have to look when we get to this. I think it's the New Mutants issue where it's like some of them get staked, and then once they're off the stakes, off the wall, I swear someone's just like rubbing their shoulder. I'm like, really? Really?
'Tis but a scratch.
Ow, that stung.
Tis but a flesh wound.
You almost made me bleed, you duty head.
Put a Band-Aid on it. I also thought it was kind of sloppy that Hodge would choose to kill off Wipeout. Here is a mutant. I mean, this power, I would think that he would see the value in keeping a mutant who could remove the powers of other mutants. I would think he would see the value in keeping that type of ability around.
I guess the insanity to Hodge, he was just like, let me kill Wipeout so the X-Men can't get their powers back.
Right. At that point, it was just like, that was his overriding thing that took over everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he hates mutants, but he especially hates these mutants.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think about Jean, like, calming Wolverine and Archangel down?
I liked that. Yeah, that was really good.
Once again, Wolverine, I'm hurt, Jean. Yeah, go ahead, hold me. Yeah.
Yeah. Just a little bit longer, please.
Two issues in a row. Wolverine gets his ass beat, but he at least that way gets a cop a feel.
Yes. Before he knows it's only a matter of time before Scott shows up again. So
only a matter of time for those optic blasts come back.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm trying to remember. Did they say when Storm got her adult body back? Was it part of the mutate process? I can't remember because I swear when they made her a mutate in the beginning, like she was still like in a child body. So I was like,
yeah, I thought it was just a consequence of the stuff that happened in this issue.
Because I'll buy her lightning can like bring their powers back, but I'm just like, when did she become adult again?
Yeah, how did that reverse the stuff from Nanny? Because that was Nanny's process.
Yeah,
that did that,
yeah,
not Genosha.
Huh.
So. Yeah, I've always been kind of fuzzy on that.
I know
how that happened, and I just kind of thought, well, whatever.
I kind of hand wave it. It's kind of like, I guess maybe when they put her through that mutate process, maybe they reset her DNA back to its original.
Maybe her DNA was already unstable, and like just everything that happened kind of coalesced into one. Yeah, I don't know. Comic books, man.
I know sometimes some of the storylines like around this era, I just felt like it was like, well, how are we going to get Storm back into an adult? Well, they're tinkering with her already, and we'll just like, part of that process, just give her adult body back.
Yeah.
So of course, she unlocks Cyclops' powers and he blasts Hodge.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else? Should we move to the New Mutants?
No. Let's move on to the New Mutants, and also blessedly, we don't have any Rob Liefeld this week.
Oh, well, I think the cover.
The cover still, yes, but no interiors. And after last week, I'm thankful for that.
Maybe he was revving up for New Mutants 98.
Yes. Yeah, big stuff happening there.
Certain first appearance for somebody. For a yappy little merc with a mouth.
Which we covered on Marvel Tales.
Yes, that was early. That was like episode 2, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, so scroll down for that, kids. Or go to the wildly successful Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel and go to the Marvel Tales playlist.
That's right. It's there.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the penultimate issue, take a drink, Lilith. New Mutants number 97 from January 1991, X-Tinction Agenda Part 8. And I guess no title other than that. All right. Yeah, once again, writer Louise Simonson, penciler Guang Yap, inker Joe Rubenstein and Art Thibert, colorist Steve Buscetto, letterer Joe Rosen, and editor Bob Harris. After Storm restores both Cyclops and Jean's powers, the three together fight Cameron Hodge, but he is slowly winning. Suddenly, the Citadel is shaken by a bomb explosion in the basement lab complex. While Hodge rushes away to safeguard all the information stored there, Storm restores all the X-Team's powers, as Cyclops reveals that the explosion was caused by a robot auto bomb of Forge's design. To ensure the secrecy of this backup plan, Forge had willed himself into unconsciousness to avoid mind scans. That's the other thing. That's my other plot thing. I was like, so they kind of said he willed himself unconscious, like into a coma, basically. I'm like, did we ever see that before? Did they ever explain that he could do that? Or
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember that.
Because all of a sudden it's just like, oh yeah, he willed himself unconscious. I'm like, did they ever explain that anywhere? It's just
yeah. I don't recall an explanation anywhere of that.
Just it's an old Native American trick or some kind of technique or something. Nothing. They don't even try to even do a hand wavium thing. Nothing.
Yeah. So weird.
I know. Again, there's too much going on here. It's like maybe a little less padding and a little more explaining some of this stuff.
Yeah. Too many moving parts. Yeah.
I wonder though. Well, again, we only had two writers, but maybe did Louise think Chris Claremont was going to explain it and vice versa?
Oh, maybe. And I wonder too if the writing on the wall with the New Mutants coming up to 100. They were also trying to rework things in that regard, because they already knew that it was going to change in a few issues with this title. That's
what I'm thinking too. Is I'm thinking that's maybe another reason Warlock. I don't know if for some reason they don't want Warlock in X-Force, so they kind of like, oh, look at this brave sacrifice.
Yeah.
We don't need Warlock right now. We need more biscuits like that Shatterstar.
That's right. Which I'm not complaining about. I liked Shatterstar was good eye candy for me for a while. I'm not going to lie, but I always liked Warlock. Yeah. I will say that the art in this issue is much better than the other two, but it's still not quite up to the standards of the other artists like Jim Lee or John Bogdanovich.
Yeah.
I don't think it's quite up to the quality of their standard. Yeah.
And again, I wonder if this artist was, of course a fill-in, but it's just like, again, Rob Liefeld's gearing up for the end of New Mutants and the beginning of X-Force.
Yeah. It's not bad art. I definitely won't say it's terrible art at all. No, it's actually really good, but it's not coming from those other two issues after reading those and coming to this. It's hard not to make a comparison.
Oh yeah.
But again, the script from Louise is excellent. Oh. I feel like I feel like maybe this issue and the X-Factor one with Cable pulling it at the wires of Cameron Hodge. I feel like those two issues could have been combined together. Perhaps there could have been some padding edited out, and those two issues could have been condensed together into one.
Oh yeah, especially Louise wrote both of them. So yeah.
Yeah. This issue is also momentous though, because I'd forgotten about this. When it was that Rain's werewolf appearance changed.
Oh yeah.
And I'd forgotten that it was because of this stuff about what they did to her, tinkering around with her DNA and stuff.
Yeah, because she can't fully transform back to normal, or else she'll be a mindless mutate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for a while, remember, she could turn into an actual wolf. And she couldn't do that anymore. And I wondered too, because remember when they changed the physical appearance for Werewolf by Night, Jack Russell?
Yeah.
In the West Coast Avengers issues, and and the Moon Knight issues in the early 80s. I wondered if they changed Wolfsbane's appearance to be more in line with that, and had it be kind of like more like the standard like werewolf look.
You know what's odd too?
Rather...
It's like we kind of turn her into like a full werewolf here, but then it's like, and by the end of New Mutants, we're gonna ship her off to X-Factor, but then we're gonna bring in Feral.
Right. Yeah.
Here's your new female werewolf.
Yeah. She's a cat instead. No, I love Feral actually. I was a fan of Feral right off the bat because I've always wanted more cat characters over at Marvel.
Well, maybe they're just like, maybe Wolfsbane won't kill. We need some killers on X-Force.
Right. Yes. She was more hesitant to take a life, whereas Feral was the opposite. She was more than happy to take a life.
Superior puss.
Exactly. And she had those great magenta gloves that went over her claws. It was fantastic. Yeah.
All right. Here,
I'm a big Feral fan.
All right. Let me get through this. Forge, willed himself unconscious. The mutants split into 3 squads. 2 try to battle Hodge. The 3rd will search for Wolfsbane. Downstairs, Cameron Hodge checks the computer systems and finds the mainframe still active. He leaves again to hunt the mutants by utilizing much of the computer's sensory input like body heat signatures and building blueprints. Richter, Tabitha, and Jubilee followed the Gen Engineer through a secret tunnel into the basement lab complex where they discovered Wipeout's dead body guarded by Mutate 490, which was Ron. At first, Rick and Boom Boom believed the only way to restore their powers is gone, but then Storm, Cable, and the other new mutants arrive in the labs. With lightning, Aurora was able to reverse the power negation, but Wolfsbane can only partially be restored. In Wolfen's form, she has free will, but in human appearance, she will be the mindless Mutate again. The mixed groups of X-Men, New Mutants, and X-Factor members hunt their opponents through the Citadel and run into various fights with the mechanical monster, during which many receive major injuries, though Hodge too is weakened. During one of these battles, Hodge snaps the Gen Engineer's neck. Hodge is just killing after everybody now.
He's not messing around anymore. He's lost it.
Oh yeah. So what do you think of this? It's like the penultimate.
Yeah, like I said, I feel like this could have been edited down a little bit, but I did enjoy it, and I liked the climax at the end with the Gen Engineer and Hodge. I thought that was great because I kind of knew that was going to happen. Like, this guy's eventually going to find out that Hodge is a raving lunatic, and he's going to try to do something to undo all of this madness. I didn't picture him taking a rocket launcher to him, so that was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
Doing a little Chuck Norris from Invasion USA action there at the end.
And Boom Boom only wearing Jubilee's coat, throwing time bombs. Yeah.
Yes. What? When did that happen?
That was the Uncanny X-Men issue where Jubilee was like using her fireworks to like pop her out of her suit. Because remember, those suits are kind of locked on them during it. But yeah, she's able to free. For some reason, she frees Boom Boom to be naked, but Richter stays in his suit.
Well, that's why I was confused, because Richter still had his suit.
Chris Claremont
didn't have hers. Oh, yeah.
Chris Claremont being drawn by Jim Lee.
I see how it is. Yeah. All right. Well, that makes sense. Yeah. But yeah, Boom Boom looks absolutely ridiculous in Jubilee's big yellow jacket.
That one panel, oh my god, she's throwing the fireworks. I mean, well, somewhere it seems she's gotten some like yellow ballet slippers or something.
Those were in one of the pockets of the jacket.
So she's not completely naked under there. She's wearing shoes.
Yeah. She's got shoes and a jacket. She's fine.
Why are they trying to hide them feet? This ain't in Liefeld.
You can actually see the feet.
I would assume this artist can draw toes and feet. So come on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, in this one panel, Jubilee and Sunspot both get pinned to the wall, like both shoulders with those stakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I still don't get how Hodge stops Cannonball, because isn't he invulnerable when he's blasting.
Invulnerable when he's blasting, yeah.
I swear he grabs
And
him out of midair. I'm like, really?
And Wipeout hadn't removed his powers or like diminished them in any form or fashion.
No, he's flying through the air with his powers.
Yeah.
And he's even, him and Hodge are basically talking about how he's invulnerable when he's blasting. And
see, that's another gripe I have, and I mentioned it before. They made Hodge too powerful for this story. They literally made it so that nobody could defeat him, and I have a problem with that with comic book villains when you make them too powerful.
Okay, here. Remember I said, Jubilee and Sunspot were pinned to the wall with those stakes. Look, Sunspot is rubbing his shoulder.
Oh, yes. No blood.
Him and Jubilee. No blood, no nothing.
Isn't even ripped.
No! There's not even no hole in this shirt. Nothing!
Yeah. Sloppy. Yeah.
Everybody got a healing factor this issue.
Yeah. Either that or those barbs were just like little cactus thorns. Yeah, little tiny ones.
But don't look that way. I mean, they were big enough that Gambit could pick a lock with them.
Yeah, this issue's a little sloppy. It's a little sloppy.
And again, a lot of the plot points, I don't know if it was just between the two writers, they thought the other person was going to... In that Uncanny issue, that 2-page spread where it shows all of them on Trow, that beautiful page. Doesn't it look like Forge is awake there?
Yeah.
Oh, no. It didn't say... Oh, it said in absentia Forge, I think. No. Who am I thinking of? But I thought he was sitting somewhere at some point. But
I could have sworn he was there in the background. Yeah.
Hold on, I gotta check that again.
I could have sworn he was there in the background.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Maybe they just had him propped up.
Yes.
They brought him into the trial and they just kind of wheeled him in and propped him.
Oh, they weekended with Bernie's him?
Oh yes.
No. Oh no, that's Wolverine sitting on the floor, but no, he's not he's not in that panel. No. Banshee's there, but no, it's
it was Banshee.
Yeah.
All right.
So no, they're actually right there. Forge is still out. Oh, later Hodge is just like ripping his cybernetic arm and leg off, but he's still in.
Yeah, that's another gripe I have is that they just made Cameron Hodge just too formidable for this story. With all of the weapons, with the phasing, with there were so many counterfoils to every ability. I just felt like it was too much.
And was it the New Mutants issue? I think, again, they had no idea where they were going with Cable in his history and stuff, but it's like, oh, Forge, can you help me rebuild my cybernetic arm?
Do you have an extra one of those kicking around that I could have?
I mean, Hodge, if you want some techno-organic virus, I mean...
They hadn't quite established that yet.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Yeah, they had no idea at that point. All right, should we get to the last issue? Tie this up?
Yes.
All right, this time I'm going to remember finally to put that cover up, and that way Justin...
Oh, yes.
Justin can look at the shirtless biscuit, too.
Yes. I love this cover.
I'm sure you do.
Best cover of the whole damn story.
See, people complain about the 90s, like, sexualizing, but at least they were equal opportunity. I mean, Havoc's showing the most skin on that cover.
Yeah, I appreciate that when they are equal opportunity like that. It's important. It's important to have a balance. If you're going to have the women looking skimpy, then the men have to as well. It's only fair.
That is the funniest thing. Look, Jubilee down there with almost like an annoyed look on her face. Turn it like the Havoc. Turn it down, will you?
She's like, you're at an 11. I need you at a 4 at least. Yeah, that's fantastic. Little blonde biscuit.
And for the record, Justin has never said, "No, I need you at a 4."
No, far from it.
I get it.
All right. X-Factor 62 from January 1991. Finally, X-Tinction Agenda Part 9, Capital Punishment. No, the Punisher does not appear. I know it's 1991, but the Punisher does not appear.
Surprisingly, he did not make it over to Genosha.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
That would have been funny.
Comes over, he's like riding bitch on Ghost Rider's motorcycle.
I don't know. This might have been even before Ghost Rider. Actually, no. The Ghost Rider had been rebooted.
Yeah, wasn't it 90? Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, it was still going.
All right. Writer Louise Simonson, John Bogdanov is back. Al Milgrom, Glennis Oliver. Letterer, Task Force Z, which wasn't a group of them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And editor Bob Harris. Oh, jeez. Okay, ready for this synopsis? This is one of our favorites. The X-Men and X-Factor have a final showdown with Cameron Hodge.
You don't say. You don't say.
Get out of town. In the final part? No.
Get out of town. And I guess I was wrong too, by the way. I thought that I just said that Rain's shape-shifting ability was altered so that she couldn't turn into a wolf, but she actually does that in this issue.
Yeah, that's the thing.
She turns into a wolf and bites Hodge's like his neck cord or whatever it is.
It's like she could turn into like a big wolf, and then like she can turn into like varying like degrees of like werewolf. But yeah, she can't go like fully normal.
But her size is increased.
Yeah. They say basically the mutate process basically unlocked her potential or whatever.
That's weird, huh? Yeah.
And I swear, didn't she have most of a costume? I mean, this one opens up. She's basically, she's almost looks like Savage Land Wolfsbane here.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I love her look on that first page, though. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, look how big she is compared to Richter and stuff. Yeah.
She's massive. Yeah, and that face is wonderful. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she bites, that neck cable. God.
It gets electrocuted in the process.
Teeth are no match for technology. But yeah, Cable getting up there because he's like, "Here, Storm, use your wind to like blow us through the air shaft." And then look, and then Cable gets stabbed by Hodge's tail.
Yeah, he's crawling around up in the ventilation shaft. He gets impaled by that. Yeah, I was surprised by that. Yeah. The first time I read that, I thought, "Wow, he's not messing about." But neither is Storm, because Storm is pissed at what's been done to her, rightfully so.
Oh yeah.
And then we get this interlude with Jean and Scott and Wolverine.
Yeah, basically, Scott told her to hold back so she don't get hurt, and she's like, "Yeah, right. You wouldn't do any different." And Wolverine was saying that, no, she, basically stand up for her, and she's like, "I can fight my own battles, damn it."
Yeah, I love that when she gives them both the business. It's fantastic.
And Wolverine's another one who's gone Savage Land costume in this all of a sudden.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Jean takes them and lifts them both telekinetically, and I guess they're going to fight Hodge. And once again, kids, it's 1991. She's putting her butt into it.
That's right.
Put your hips into it. Yep.
That's right. And so is Storm on the next page. She's putting her back and everything into it.
Doing another impossible twist there, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And even she gets taken down by Hodge. That's another. Nobody can do anything to this guy. Archangel comes in.
Well, they said Forge has discovered, that they figured out where the phasing mechanism is. So yeah, they're all aiming for that. So yeah, Archangel takes it out, but Hodge is stuck in the wall. But he's like, I can pull out of this.
Yeah. And then he's got that little nasty venomous squirt gun
in his mouth.
In his mouth. Oh my God. There's no end to this thing's capabilities. Yeah.
It's official, kids. He's a spitter.
Don't get it in the eye.
Oh, whoa. Yeah, play it safe, kids.
I don't do Twinkies or toaster strudels, so.
That's right.
Yeah, but man, I swear, Archangel takes all kinds of damage in this thing, and again, another one they just shrug off the damage because, oh God, when they captured him, I think was it in the first X-Factor issue or whatever? But when he battles Hodge in that first, in the first one this week, that X-Factor issue, it doesn't look like when he hits the ground he's kind of fried. But there's no burns, no nothing. Now he's getting this molecular whatever adhesive spit on him, or.
Yeah, so weird.
Hodge is like, "You cut my head off, I'm about to cut your head off."
Yeah.
Pulls out that saw blade, and then Beast is trying to get the rest of them out.
And Havoc shows up, and even Havoc's ability, his power, doesn't really do anything to Hodge's armor plating. Which again, it's bonkers.
Yeah,
bonkers.
I love Scott, Jean, and Wolverine show up. Wolverine's ready to stab Havoc. He's like, "Whoa, wait, I remember."
Wolverine jumps on on Hodge's back and starts raking at him with his claws, and then the big tail comes up and impales him.
Yep, just like we did the camp. But then he just like kind of just like smacks Jean, Jean with that tail.
The tail gets. Yeah, we have an interlude with the other group.
Yeah, Beast
who have met up with Beast.
Yep,
and they come across a bunch of magistrates who have taken Ronald Reagan. The president of Genosha.
It literally looks like Ronald Reagan, just like
it does.
In pearl, wearing a dress. I'm like, oh
yeah,
Lord.
With lipstick on. It's so funny. Yeah, there's been a little bit of a coup here, and they have taken control of the government.
Oh yeah, because they're like, oh yeah, she's she let this madman Hodge in here and to do all this stuff.
Yeah, it was her idea in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love how they're like, "Oh, Wolverine, you're too wounded to keep going," but it's like, doesn't he have his healing factor back? Oh, and it wasn't what it was.
Yeah, it needs a few to get back to where it was, bub.
So basically, it comes down to Cyclops and Havoc,
and this is what kills me here. So the two of them together explode that entire upper level of that building.
Mm.
Like there's nothing left. Everybody on the floor, on the ground level, looking up at that skyscraper, witnessing that. It's a massive explosion, and then we go on the next page, the next panel rather. We go up there to the chaos, and there's not even a scratch on Cameron Hodge.
Well, no, I think there's a little bit of smoke or whatever coming off his back, but yeah, for the most part, he's still attacking Cyclops and Havoc, and
yeah, a little bit of smoke, but like he's barely damaged from the look of this.
Yeah, but Cyclops...
And that was a massive explosion.
Oh, yeah. And then the two of them just keep battering him, and they eventually, sever that neck.
Yeah.
And then Cyclops blasts him over the side of the building.
But he's still clinging on.
Yeah, he gets
still clinging on.
That metal cable comes out of his mouth. He got the Havoc around the neck, yeah.
It's like a horror movie when you think that the killer is dead, and they just keep... they just keep popping up over and over.
I know. So they're all falling together. Jean catches Scott and Alex. And then, Cameron Hodge's head falls all the way. Still doesn't die. Falls all the way from the top of that skyscraper to the ground floor. And then bounces a bunch of feet. Lands at the feet of Rain, Wolfsbane, who then picks up the head and starts shredding it with her claws. Yep. Pulling cables
and
out.
she's more powerful than before, so she's bound to do more damage than ever before.
Mm. Then she throws it into the Citadel and tells Richter, just bring it down, because they're like, we can't kill him, we'll bury him alive.
Yeah, I thought that was the most anticlimactic thing ever.
Yeah,
I thought, okay, that's how you're gonna solve this? Is just kick his body into this hole in the ground and collapse a building on top of it. Okay. All right, you're not gonna pull a Superman and take it up into space and kick it out the hatch and let it float for a bit,
or at least drop it into the ocean, a deep part of the ocean.
Yeah,
something.
You're gonna collapse a building on top of it.
Yeah, because no one's ever gonna try to move this debris or rebuild this building or anything.
Yeah, and I'm sure that there's no technology in the remains of that building that his cybernetic components couldn't possibly hack into and cobbled himself together another weird body out of some assortment of machinery. I'm sure that's not at all a feasible option. Yeah.
Or I'm sure there isn't anyone who would come after him either for his tech or for his help or, I don't know, Mr. Sinister.
Right, yeah. And then they have this half-assed funeral for Warlock at the end. Oh,
which Ron isn't even at because she's staying in Genosha to help the mutants.
Yeah. Oh, good God.
Where she'll be until X-Factor. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, and Havoc stays too because we won't see these two until X-Factor 71.
That's true. Yeah.
But yeah, they just pour Warlock's ashes on Doug Ramsey's grave.
Which is that I liked because they were such close friends, those two characters. And that was appropriate. And it did come back several years later with the whole Douglock thing that happened.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like the way that they ended this. I felt like there should have been a better resolution to the Cameron Hodge stuff. the funeral for Warlock, I felt like was kind of an afterthought. And I don't know, there was just something else that was off about this to me.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the just kind of the really kind of easy way that it was all wrapped up with the magistrates being like, oh, well, we decided to have this coup and now the president's, here, the engineer's dead, we're after Hodge, blah, blah, blah. It just seemed rather tidy. Like there was no repercussions for any of the other stuff that happened. Like the brainwashing of the mutates and all that. They just kind of get a free pass on all that stuff, which I didn't think was great. And yeah, like I said, it just felt very anticlimactic to me, this issue. I felt like it should have been handled differently somehow.
I mean, were they really just like, oh yeah, Hodge will be back someday? Yeah, because they don't.
We don't want to. Yeah, they were probably like, we don't want to kill him off completely because we want to use him again. But I don't know. I felt like there could have been a different way to handle this.
Yeah. I was trying to I'm trying to remember. I knew he came back, but first in Cable 16, and then I think.
Wasn't it with Sinister? Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, because they say the funniest part in the Cable 16, I didn't even remember this. Because he got betrayed by Lang and off of Mount Everest.
Oh, okay.
They keep trying to kill the guy with heights. What's his ring?
Was Hodge trying to put his head on Mount Everest?
Oh no, he was. Oh yeah, wasn't he working with the Phalanx or that? Yeah.
The Phalanx. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Trying to become the Mountain. I could see him trying to do that.
But then after that, he still came back. What was it? Yeah, X-Force Volume 3. So.
Yeah, he's a good villain. I mean, don't get me wrong. My complaints about his.
Yeah.
Like invulnerability notwithstanding, I think he's a good villain. And has been a good villain for the X stuff for a number of years. I think just for the purposes of this story, they made him a little bit too powerful.
Yeah, I guess it was the whole, it was the boss fight. It's like, oh, you got to take out that phasing unit before you can do him any damage.
Yeah.
Which it took like 9 issues to do that.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh,
yeah, no, I had a few complaints about these parts. Like I said, the X-Factor one, I felt like the confrontation between Archangel and Hodge should have been at the forefront. And I felt like that issue and the New Mutants one, part 8, could have been kind of condensed together.
Yeah.
The events of those issues. This could have been like an 7 or 8 part story.
Yeah. But everyone had to have equal parts in this, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like,
you
know what made that final, Hodge battle even better as he's falling off the building? If they would have given him that cardboard cutout body, hanging off that head, but giving him the Hans Gruber, just like with that cardboard cutout body.
That would have been fantastic. That's what it is. That's what was missing. Remember when I felt like there was something missing? That's what was missing.
Gotta give him the Hans Gruber, yes. Who's that? Oh, I hope it's all one of the hostages.
I love it.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Yeah.
We did mention Die Hard. Oh, yeah, Psylocke did mention Die Hard.
Was doing her Bruce Willis impression in the ventilator shaft.
That's probably why that was floating in the back of my head.
Yeah.
All right, so
what were your thoughts overall on the X-Tinction Agenda, Phil?
I mean, for the most part, I liked it. Like you said, there was some padding and stuff to this, but again, it was the nature of the thing, I think, because everyone had to have 3 issues, and again, things that the tide was changing, so it's like. Mm-hmm. Yeah, again, I don't know if we're getting rid of Warlock because, he wasn't going into X-Force, and again, Adam Warlock's right returning. About the return.
Yeah, right. Yeah, heaven forbid there should be 2 characters with the name Warlock running around at the same time.
And don't bug them anymore, man. They got 20 characters always running around under the same name.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand it. There's 2 Spider-Man, like, there can be
there's more 2 Spider-Man.
There can be 2 Captain Marvels. Like, I don't
2
get
Captain Americas, yeah.
it. 2 Captain Americas. Like, what's the problem? Seriously.
Yeah, I think they got over that.
Yeah.
All right. So, anything else on these?
No, this was fun revisiting these. I enjoyed these for the most part, except for the Rob Liefeld artwork in those 2 issues. And I still can't get over that his depiction of Beast on that cover. Oh, it's painful stuff. But and some of the death of Warlock, like I could still do without that. But other than those things, it was still enjoyable to go back, and it was important to the storyline in the grander scheme of things because it established Genosha as a major force to come, a force to be reckoned with for years to come in the X world.
Oh yeah, until they get kind of get taken out by evil Stewie Griffin. You know, you son of a bitch. When I see her in that movie, I'm going to be like the whole time that in my head. I'm going to hear your voice. That's evil Stewie Griffin, aka Cassandra Nova, kids.
Yes, I am happy. I'm very happy about that. that I've implanted that in your mind.
That's right. All right. Yeah. So speaking of that movie, yes, next time for our July episode, because again, this one was so popular, we had to do 2 in June.
Yes.
Yeah, for July, yes, we're going to do some Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yep. Phil has picked a nice little smorgasbord of issues for us to cover in the next episode,
and we may have a guest too. So.
Ooh.
Nice. Someone Justin has never podcasted with. So.
Oh, no kidding. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
So yes, we're going to cover Wolverine 88, Deadpool 27, also with an appearance by Dr. Bong.
Ooh, yes. We'll have to see if we can make a certain guest appearance on the episode.
That's right. And Wolverine and the Wolverine 1999 annual.
Yeah.
You know,
which I haven't read. I haven't read that.
You know what? I hadn't read that either until now. I just read it the other day. Yeah.
Nice.
It's good. Yeah. It's kind of like I mean, it's mentioned. Wolverine 88 is mentioned real quick, but I mean, it's not really a sequel to it, but it gets mentioned. But
Okay.
yeah. I hope if he can't be here, Dr. Bong can please send in some audio feedback.
Hopefully.
It was hard. All right. So, yeah, kids. So, yes, I'm sure, yes, we're going to talk plenty of Deadpool and Wolverine next time. So, if you have any Deadpool or Wolverine questions with those issues or the movie, or if you want us to go into more detail about who evil Stewie Griffin is, yes.
If you want us to cover any issues with Cassandra Nova, we certainly will. I might be absent for those.
Oh, the Grant Morrison stuff.
When we get to the Grant Morrison stuff, I might.
Sometimes stuff like this fucks. It's like it's so trippy, you know, because he's high as balls, and it's just like. And again, kids, he does the hard stuff, and then it's just like, you know, you get stories of like, oh, I'm stuck in a dimension where light travels at 22 miles an hour or something. No, that was that X-Man story.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But no, he's had stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, so hold on. Yes, if you want to have any questions about that, see if this works. All right, send us your thoughts. You can email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com. Look at that. I don't even have to memorize it anymore. CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And again, I know you can do subtitles, but this will help with our hearing impaired friends too.
That's true.
And of course, you can find all of our episodes, social media, merchandise. Get your new Capes and Lunatics merchandise with all the new logos.
Brand new stuff.
And the classic stuff, if you're an old hipster like Ray.
That's right.
Of Ray Plays Games. Ray plays it himself on YouTube every episode. One-handed, two-handed, it's all there. He's multilingual, kids. Left and right. All right.
Ambidextrous.
That's right. Depends how big that deck is. Sometimes that if we have an unwieldy deck. All right, so get the merchandise. Or again, you can always, if you're really kind, just rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
Again, treat us like we're that young naive girl dancing her way through medical school.
That's right.
So, with the Cash App link.
She looks like she was just working a stripper pole down at Divas.
And, of course, the Patreon, where you get something different every month. July will be Lilith and I's road trip behind the scenes. I think June.
Yes.
I think Lilith has talked me into July. We're going to might be covering something with Charlie Puppet, maybe defending a favorite TV series of his.
Okay. All right.
Which means the Puppet Master has to watch it. Oh, God. All right. Because Lilith watched it recently and while on medication. And, yeah, she's like, oh, yeah, I can get through with medication.
Most things are tolerable with medication. Most things.
Yeah, I hear you can get staked through the shoulder and you're perfectly fine 5 minutes later.
Just shake it off.
Check it off. All right, so yes, you can find everything all in one place. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. That's tubespace.io/CapesandLunatics Podcast Network. It's on all the show notes. It's on the screen right now. And again, if you just want to go straight to the Patreon, there you go. Patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. So
yeah, love it.
I was gonna say, if you want me to make one of those for you for like for your shows and stuff, to find like an owl picture.
Oh yeah.
The owl.
Very cool.
All right. So speaking of, Warlock's #1 fan, can hear him here at least once a month, sometimes two, and it'll probably be more frequent in 2025 here on X-Men Classics. Can hear him every week on Marvel Tales. You can hear him over on Capes and Lunatics Sidekicks at least once a month on We Are the Night,
the Batman podcast.
Talking Azrael, or if we sneak in a Killer Moth or something. Or
Killer Moth, Catwoman.
Yeah, you can see you'll see him pop in and out every so often on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast.
Yes, that's true.
And speaking of John, and of course, do we hit all your capes? This guy has so many podcasts, I can't keep him straight.
So many shows.
All right, so. But where else can people find you, Justin?
You can also find me on Gamma Charge, the strongest Marvel podcast there is, where every month Russell and I discuss the adventures of the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. We also have a Patreon, so do check that out. On our Patreon page for certain paying tiered members, we are covering some bonus episodes of DC's version of the Hulk called Damage, and that has been super fun. So do check that out if you are so inclined. And also, every month we are joined by the High Priest of Khonshu himself, Ray, to discuss Fox's Predator in Predator and Prey, the Yautja podcast. And on that show, we are very excited about Predator versus Black Panther later this year. But in the meantime, before that comes out, we are covering some classic Predator comics from Dark Horse. And last but not least, my solo show, The Lost Library of Legends, where I talk about the forgotten and obscure comic book gems of the last few decades, is still going on. And by the time this episode comes out, I will have done a 2-part retrospective on a 1994 Marvel comic entitled Black Wolf.
We're going back to the 90s here, bitch. I'm going to eat this up with a fork and spoon. I love it. It's me, your old pal, the Owl.
I was just thinking while you're doing your plugs, do you think Ray would, he would be down to like another new nickname for him, the Deck Master?
The Deck Master, I love that.
Slapping his deck all over the internet.
The Hard Master.
Yes, he'd love that.
The Hard Master. Exciting times to be a pimp.
Slapping that deck all over the internet.
Yeah, I think that needs to be a new drop somehow.
Oh, if it's about him, slapping that big deck around, I'll have that. I'll have that drop before I go to bed. It'll be like, here you go, here you go, here you go. Play that as much as you want. Just don't play that Batman drop.
Yeah. Anything but the Batman one. Anything but that.
All right, kids. Thank you for joining us. Again, join us next time for a bunch of Deadpool and Wolverine.
Wolverine together.
Like I said, maybe with a surprise guest.
Yes.
I'll give you a hint. It's a female, and it's not Lilith Hellfire.
Oh, okay.
I know everyone was going, no, Lilith Hellfire, no.
Nice.
See? I know more than one woman. Oh, no. Like Lilith's a woman who's going to force of nature. All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, get stabbed in the shoulder and the thigh, walk it off. Good night.
That's right.